Yeah, Shalom. Look at that. Look at that nigga in the center of the screen. He looks bugged out, Prince Andrew. So before I get this really short lesson started, I'm gonna get all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Bahashem Rakakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone of whom I learn from, and a shalom to the whole elect brothers, 144,000 chosen, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai, our beloved elder brother, most beloved elder brother. It's your brother Radah. So look, the image of the so-called white man is being destroyed. We've been telling you this. This is happening. And this is not about whether or not Esau in his wicked judicial system is going to bring Esau into justice. No, that's not in the prophecies. The person, the one who brings them into justice is Yahweh Shai. Okay, but we're going to look at some of this and we're going to pull some precepts. Okay, just listen to what they're saying.
Authorities arresting Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Long known as Prince Andrew, authorities are probing him for suspicion of misconduct in public office, and he's faced these public accusations as well of sexual misconduct by Epstein. Survivors, you can see.
So they're charging him supposedly with misconduct of public office. Look at that fucking pink red face. That's their real color. But they're not charging him. It looks like they're not charging him for the actual crimes, which was what? The sex with minors, the rape, the murder, the human sacrifice, because that's what this stuff is. You know what I'm saying? So Esau's incapable of doing right, even when they say they're doing right.
See the headlines around the world. We know authorities are searching Andrew's residence.
Let's look at these. So BBC, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor arrested. Lee Monday, UK police arrest Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the New York Times. So this is huge. And we understand that these media outlets, they're also controlled 1,000% by Amalek, the head tribe of Esau. So whenever they do this, there's something going on, but this ultimately goes into who? Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai reigns in the kingdom of man. Daniel chapter 2. Okay? Esau is controlled by Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, just like everybody else is. There is no free will. Man's goings are of the Lord, of Yahweh, and man's goings are of Yahweh. How then can he know his own way? And the heart of the king, the mind of the king is in the hand of Yahweh. He turns it whithersoever he listeth. So look at that. These are some powerful, powerful news outlets. Now listen to what they're saying, though. This is what sparked me. I just clicked on it. I wasn't even expecting to do a lesson, and then they say a number. Listen to what they're saying. I was like, you know what? Let me capture this in the lesson. Trip off this.
He was released after arrest, and the legal investigation continues. We can tell you tonight that by far, this is the most senior person to face any legal accountability over Epstein anywhere in the world. It's the first senior British royal arrested in 4 centuries.
Did you hear that? They're going to say it again. Watch.
Never happened. This accountability for a royal was once practically unthinkable in the UK.
Because they are in rulership right now. That's why.
And this new image of Andrew in his car, fresh after the arrest, with a facial expression that people can interpret for themselves, is ricocheting around the world. Our colleague, Nicole Wallace, who of course just passed off to me, made the point in her reporting today, this is indeed a 1 in 400 year event.
They said it again.
Start with breaking news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. The BBC.
Look at the title on the bottom. Nicole Wallace, UK arrest is a 1 in a 400 year event. This is an omen. There's something to this. This is them telling you, look, Esau has not been in trouble. This goes back to freaking Cain, the mark of Cain, a supernatural mark, which then manifested in the form of unmelanated skin, has been something that the Most High has placed on the wicked so that they could perform their wickedness in the earth And this is the supernatural reason why people don't judge the so-called white race when they see them doing wicked shit. There is a supernatural power that has been placed on them. Going back to Cain, that is what the mark of Cain is, you guys. People don't understand what the mark of Cain is. It's twofold. It's no melanin, but it's also a supernatural preventing of judgment that leads to death. And that's being lifted off of Esau because he's at the end of his rulership now. And the wicked have been reserved for the day of judgment. These are all precepts, man. Okay?
Understands that he has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office.
The fallout from the revelations in the Epstein files has now led to a 1 in 400-year event.
The biggest story in the world right now, that is the arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor.
L'ex-prince Andrew, techniquement, membre de la famille royale.
Those links with the convicted paedophile, the late paedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
There's a maximum sentence of life imprisonment for Andrew.
Searches are currently ongoing at Royal Lodge.
The first senior royal in modern history to be arrested.
Just a seismic development. And you can see different analysts and journalists reaching for ways to put it in context. It's not only the biggest Epstein arrest, it's, for the UK, the biggest royal arrest ever. Now, he was only recently stripped of his titles.
This is one of the biggest arrests concerning Esau, Edom, the so-called white man as a whole. And he is a microcosm. He's a type and shadow of what's coming for the entire nation, the entire seed line of Esau. Look, I put it in the notes. The global image of the so-called white man is supernaturally being exposed by the Most High. And of course, Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. And of course, 2 Ezra 6:9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that followeth. Okay, so that's what we're going with on this.
Were links to Epstein. This scandal had dogged him for years. And he stayed close with Epstein, even as it clearly dragged him down in many public forums. Andrew also gave an infamous interview in 2019 where he struggled to address the serious allegations against him. We can note that he has not been indicted on any sex crime here. He's always denied wrongdoing in connection with Epstein. And as with any legal case we're following, even when charged, the process must play out. In the United States, people are presumed innocent. In the UK, where we've drawn some of our legal traditions, he would await, of course, the rest of the legal process. When you look at this development, what changed all of a sudden in the UK as we see a royal arrested and leaving that process? What changed is what occurred here in the U.S. because Congress forced the release of the Epstein files over Donald Trump's many objections last year, and that's what drove the swift impact. And more scrutiny and new...
Let's look at these. The latest Epstein files release includes famous names and new details about an earlier investigation. That's PBS. Wall Street Journal, the famous names in the latest release of Epstein file, and the BBC. Starmer suggests Andrew should testify to U.S. Congress after new photos in the Epstein files. Now, I'm going to come back to this video, but we got to get this precept. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So let me the water Yahweh Bahashem, because the Spirit just gave me this one. Look, Amos. If evil takes place in a city, right? If evil happens in a city. Now I'm pulling this up because it's not evil that he's being exposed. What we're talking about is the sovereignty of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, he reigns in the kingdom of men. Amos 3:6. Shall a trumpet be blown in a city? This is a trumpet. This is an alarm. This is an alarm. This is a sound of transition of power. This is heralding in the end of the image, the idol of the so-called image of the white man. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahweh hath not done it. We're gonna get one more. Let's get one more. Let's go to Daniel. So that the living may know, so that the living may know, so the living may know that the Most High, that the Lord reigns in the kingdom of men. In the kingdom of men, Yahweh reigns. Kingdom of men. I know it's in Daniel. There you are. 4, my bad. Okay, this matter, and what's the matter? They were giving a vision. I believe it was of the statue. The head of gold, and the neck and chest of silver, the waist of bronze, and the legs of iron and clay, and the legs of iron, and the feet and toes of miry iron and clay. And that's a timeline, okay, of different nationalities, beast systems that would be in rulership. And we are now in the 10 toes. We are on the last leg of that final wicked beast system. The beast with iron teeth, the Roman Empire, which is the rulership of the fucking Edomites, the so-called white man. We're at the end of that. And these are the Alahayim speaking to Daniel, and this is what they're saying. This is verse 4, verse 17. This matter is a decree of the watchers. Those are the Alahayim, and the demand by the word of the holy ones to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and gives it to whomsoever he wills. It's not up to Esau. It's not up to the fucking media. It's not up to Amalek. It's not up to anyone other than Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. And that's what this is. These are the basis of men, and they're being shown their image, okay? And we got one more. Isaiah 19. We got one more, okay? Look at this. Isaiah 19, verse 1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud. He's hovering over America in his chariot, and he's sending all the wheels of fire. That's his throne. And the wheels of fire, all the other Alahayim are coming, and they're just flying around America. They're flying around the EU, and they're orchestrating the minds of everybody. Everybody's being led down the path of prophecy, and they're forcing this issue or making this issue manifest because they control who rises and who falls. And that's what's happening to Esau. There's nothing Esau can do. He can't control the narrative. He can't change prophecy, you guys. This is what's written in the scriptures. Remember, prophecies are oracles, spirits that govern. They govern the spirits they're assigned to. And this is talking about Esau's image. Look, Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt. Behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt. This is talking about America. It's also talking about the EU. Why? Because it's dealing with freaking the so-called white man's rulership. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And as a result of the idols, as a result of white supremacy, look how that nigga looks, man. He's not above. There's probably a chariot hovering over him, controlling the emotional vibration of the entire situation where they got this picture of his ass. You got to understand that, bro. That's a horrible fucking photo of his ass. He looks stupid. They do this to Jake all day long, you guys. They showed you R. Kelly arrested. They showed you P. Diddy arrested. And they showed you Bill Cosby arrested. And all three of those niggas are wicked because they've made a covenant with death and they can't get out of what it says in Jeremiah. That's why they got fucking publicly humiliated. But there are prophecies written about Esau that Esau cannot get out of. You can't get out of this, bro. He's not going to be able to change it. So look, and as a result of the idol of Egypt, which is the number one idol in Egypt, is the image of the so-called white race. They are viewed as the top people, the most handsome and beautiful people, the most intelligent and wealthy people, the most moral people. That's a fucking idol, because that's not true. They have taken credit for having their position of rulership by saying they got everything they obtained on the earth through their fucking whiteness. That's not what the Bible says. They were temporarily given the highest position, the scriptures said, and now it's coming to an end. And because it's coming to an end, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, comma, what's going to happen? The heart, the mind, the mental state of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Everyone's going to start to fucking freak out and change. And that's what we're seeing happening.
Evidence and emails on Andrew's long history with Epstein, just as others have found themselves under scrutiny in Europe for their Epstein ties and in countries around the world because he ran a global influence effort. So tonight now we can see that, aided by the new files, British authorities are investigating Andrew's alleged misconduct in public office, which includes how he dealt with Epstein and how he used his own role. In the UK, a little bit different than here, he's basically released under investigation. To put it in plain English, in the US, we think of arrest as something that happens alongside your indictment and you go forward. There, the probe continues. While he has been arrested, which shows his obvious interest to investigators as a subject. Now, even before today's news, we're talking about the gap between what happens with accountability, whether that's legal or in other institutions, and what is alleged or known. Because other Epstein advisors had previously specifically accused Andrew of abuse. One detailing how Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein allegedly essentially trafficked her to Andrew when she was 17. So, one, this new arrest matters for accountability. That's what a legal process is supposed to do. But I want to give it extra context tonight on this story we've all been following for so long, including in Donald Trump's America. Because two, this type of development reignites serious questions about whether the United States DOJ was wrong to close down the Epstein case by only charging Epstein and Maxwell. You've heard me mention this if you watch this program, because we documented how the new files reveal things we would have never otherwise known, like how the DOJ previously eyed other...
What do you see? What do you guys see? Basically all fucking Edomites in extremely high positions of power. This is the Mount of Esau. All right, this is the mount. This is the freaking what do you call it? The summit, right? This is the rulers, and this is not all of them. It's just a handful of them. But you see what you see. You see Edomites with, I think, one Arab, but that Arab looks like he's an Edomite. He's super light-skinned. You got to address the racial, the nation, the seed line, the ethnicity of these people. You have to acknowledge that aspect of this. Because this is how the prophecies work. The prophecies identify nations by name, and particularly this nation, Esau, Edom, is up for destruction. It is now their time to drink the cup. Let's get it. Lamentations 20, Lamentations 4:21. Yep, that's what I wanted. Come on, man. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. And that's who this is. This is the daughter of Edom, meaning this is the last leg of the Edomite rulership. These are the descendants. These are the children of the fathers, meaning they've been on the earth before, but they're now here in their last leg of the rulership, right? Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup. What's this cup? This is the beginning of that cup.
Let's pull
the curses, judgment. The cup is judgment, you guys. It is supernatural. They cannot, and they're not gonna do it themselves. Do you see in this prophecy where Esau is gonna judge himself? No. Who's judging Esau? The Most High. Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai is judging Edom. Esau cannot bring himself to justice. It's not going to happen. But what you do see happening is of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, because he is the one who reigns in the kingdom of men. Okay? Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Okay, Lamentations, and then the same thing with us. Our iniquity, our judgments, our affliction is over. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Now let me show you an example of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai restoring Jacob. Do you want to see it? You want to see an example? Watch. I'm going to show you an example.
Leak out.
These are Israelites. This is GMS Chicago. Look.
Prophecy return of the Most High and His heavenly Son. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakadash.
Just like you see this so-called black man calling upon the name of Yahweh and the name of his son Yahweh Shai, this is him being. This is a so-called African American being restored into the truth. Okay, just like you see the so-called. I'm trying to give you a physical example of what's happening, because in this prophecy, you see two nations mentioned. You see the daughter of Zion, and you see the daughter of Edom. Okay, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover. There's two daughters here, you guys. One is Esau, one is Zion. One is Jacob, one is Esau. And I'm going to show you, just like you see. Let me get another example. Hold on. Here, I'll come back to this. This was just live right now. Here we see. Look.
Across the finish line. Somebody.
This is the Dallas camp. This was an amazing camp. It just went off. I watched it. That's the elder Yashuramba, the head of the camp, with all the other brothers from that camp. Okay, just like you see a bunch of so-called black men, right? African Americans. They got their garments on, and what are they doing on a Saturday night? Are they at the bar? No. Are they running around the topless bars? Are they being niggas? Are they bumping hip-hop music? No. Are they boule? Are they Freemasons? Are they in the hip-hop industry? No. Are they with sports and trying to fucking sign contracts with Esau? No. What are they doing? They're prophesying.
Malachi. I got it. Yep.
Malachi chapter 4 verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven.
There you go.
And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
Woo! And there's a set number of people that's going to be in that lake. Even certain Israelites will be in the lake. And that's going to be a memorial forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Everybody tied to that judgment of the lake, it's always going to be eternity. In a sense, you always going to be associated with that. So for all you Israelites talking about, well, I'm going to get the kingdom anyway. Well, eventually, yeah, you're going to come back. But it's going to be known you was one of them Lakers.
Yeah.
You a Laker. That's one of them Lakers right there. Damn. Come here, boy. Give me a hug. You fucked up.
Okay.
He go back.
Okay, so what you see is the daughter of Zion being set. They're being set. They're being reset in order. What's the precept? I will set them in order in front of them. I will set them in order in thy sight. I will set them in order. Talking about us. Talking about the Egyptians. Talking about the Salaki. Talking about the Israelites. I will set them in order before your sight. In your eye, you're going to see this happening. The Most High is doing this supernaturally. These things that thou look. And this is talking about the Edomites that the Most High. So Psalms 50 verse 21. These things that hast thou done, I kept silence. Thou thought I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove you and set them in order before thine eyes. And that's what we see happening. Okay, let's go back here because I'm trying to give you a visual. Look, we have a visual of the so-called black men, Latino men, Native American men, who are actually the true Hebrew Israelites, and they're being restored. This is the valley of dry bones. Bone has come together. Bone has come together to bone. They've heard a noise. Sinew upon sinew, the flesh, the skin, and now they have the breath, and they are standing in living army. They are an army of Yahweh declaring the prophecies over America, Mystery Babylon. At the same time, what the fuck is happening? What's happening to Esau? Esau's being exposed left and fucking right. Where does, right here. Look what's happening with Esau.
DOJ previous abuse. Say it that way.
I could make a song from your weirdest idea. Describe the song in a few words.
Everything that's written in prophecy is happening, you guys. As they are coming down.
Physical activity.
That's what this is. This is going to continue to happen to them. We are coming up in Yahushua. It's over, bro. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. But justice is not coming in this system. Yahushua will be sent by Yahweh to come and bring justice on these people. That's who's going to bring them to justice.
I say it that way because, as you might remember, the DOJ did not pursue or indict a wider sex trafficking ring that would involve potentially other criminals or other men. And that was the case under Trump's Attorney General in 2019. It remained the status quo approach.
More Edomites not doing their job. More Edomites not bringing true justice or righteous balance to the wickedness of Esau, Edom. Yet these people own all the fucking prisons in America. And what race of people is filling those prisons? You got it. The Hebrew Israelites, the people they call black, the people they call Mexican and Latinos. We fill their prisons. Yeah, this is the shit that they're doing.
Under Attorney General Garland. And yet here we are tonight looking at other countries investigating other men allegedly tied to Epstein. If more investigations and evidence show that the DOJ's approach was incorrect, by which I mean factually and legally, if more dominoes fall in this Epstein scandal, that would vindicate many survivors we've heard from and other legal critics who allege that the U.S. government fell short, failing to hold these other powerful men accountable. That is the context for the mounting outrage over the Trump administration's current stance.
The UK was able to come forward, take action, and that is a big thing. Why the DOJ, why the FBI has not yet to take action?
The UK drawing quite a contrast with the US this morning.
And remember what did it say about America? America is the little horn whose look is more stout than its fellows. So the Edomites, the section of Edomites in America, are more ferocious. They're more beast-like. They're more proud than all the other Edomites. Because that's what the scriptures say too. So there's some of that involved in this too.
Those words, no one is above the law.
It only underscores the lack of any law enforcement activity here in this country.
It's happening in Europe, but it's not happening enough in the United States.
That's what we're seeing today, which is a very glaring contrast. The voices you heard there are journalists, lawmakers, one survivor who spoke out today. And top lawmakers who led the Epstein Files bill are saying the same thing. Democratic lawmaker Ro Khanna notes that he and Rep. Massey forced the release of an email showing former Prince Andrew allegedly sharing state info with Epstein. He notes that he's being held accountable because of survivors, including Virginia Giuffre, who bravely spoke up. He goes on to note how others have resigned from DP World, or the Norwegian Prime Minister is charged.
See, and it's not about resigning. See, do you see how Esau deals with their fucking wickedness? They'll create a fucking drug that gets people sick or die or addicted. They'll make billions of dollars, and instead of going to prison, they'll just pay off the people they killed in the lawsuit later. Or they'll do wicked shit like the Epstein Files. Their name will be seen, and what do? They just resign from their job. They never go to fucking prison. These people are fucking hypocrites, and they are wicked. Let's get the precepts, because this is why Yahushua is coming. We're going to get 2nd Ezra 13. No, we're at 2nd Ezra 13. But I want to get 2nd Ezra 11. 2nd Ezra 11, because we see, Yeah, because we see Yahushua speaking to them about what he's going to do, and then we see later in 2 Ezra 13 when he comes back. So we're going to come all the way down. Salakia, and let me see where we at. I heard a voice said, and we looked before the, and beheld and lo, there were a roaring lion. Okay, so 2 Ezra 11, verse 37. I'm going to read it now. This is Yahushua. And I beheld, and lo, as it were, a roaring lion chased out of the wood. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle. There goes your symbol right there. What's the so-called white man symbol in America and all over? France, fucking Britain, Germany. It's the fucking eagle. Hear thou, and I will talk with thee. And this is Yahushua coming to take his throne, coming to exact Yahushua upon the white man. This is going to be the war of heaven, and he's honoring his father. I'm going to say that again. He's always honoring his father, Yahweh. No matter what it is he's doing, he's always honoring his father, okay? Hear thou, I will talk with thee. And this is him honoring his father. He's not just being, he's not, and he's worthy, you guys, Yahushua is worthy of glory, man. And he's going to get it. He is the one that is to be set over the earth. He is worthy of it. But even in this amazing, glorious moment, he's still mentioning his father before everyone, bro. This is what makes him such an amazing son and such an awesome example for us as his little ones. We get to watch him be this example and try to be like this, okay? Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, art not thou it that remainest of the fourth beast, or the four beasts? And that's what's beginning to happen now. Whom I made to reign in my world. See, I'm the reason why you have and have been able to do everything you've been able to do. I'm the one. I'm the person you never mentioned. I'm the person that was the reason for all your power, and you never acknowledged me. Art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? And the fourth came, you came, and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. Look at the fucking Epstein files. These Edomite men are recording themselves raping 5-year-olds, man. Like, they're so gone in their minds. They're so arrogantly proud because they know that there's no system on earth that's human that can oppose them. That's part of the reason why they're also doing that shit, you guys. They're not blackmailing each other. That's bullshit. Where has any video of all these so-called blackmail fucking videos, where are they? Exactly, bro. They're doing this out of pride, bro. They're doing this because they're sick in the mind. They're doing it because they like to watch the shit over and over again. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. For the earth hast thou not judged with truth. This is the courtroom of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. This is the judgment that's coming down on the so-called white man. Okay? For thou hast afflicted the meek. Thou hast hurt the peaceable. Thou hast loved liars and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such did thee no harm. Therefore is thy wrongful dealings come up unto the highest. So it's not up to the so-called Edomite media or the so-called Edomite judicial system. They don't have the capacity to judge themselves. They're inadequate. They're wanting, you guys. They're incomplete. And thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also hath looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled, and therefore appear. Look at this powerful oracle. This comes out of the mouth of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Once this is completely spoken, it's over. It's over for Esau. And therefore appear no more. You don't get to rule no more. You're done. Get the fuck off the throne. You can't fight it. Your guns, your DEW weapons, your atomic bombs, your fucking robots, your hybrids, whatever you got going on in your labs, It's not going to do anything. Get the fuck off the throne and sit in the dust like it says. Therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings. No more white supremacy. No more blonde hair, blue eye bullshit. No more white male opinions. No more white female opinions. No more white Edomite media fucking manipulation, bullshit, lies, enchantments on the earth. No more Edomite, Amalek, fucking predictive programming. None of that. But I said it's done, and from his mouth it stops. Therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed, and may return, being delivered from thy violence, replenishing the earth, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. When Yahushua brings down the so-called white man, the entire planet Earth is going to be refreshed. That's how bad these fucking people are. And it's not just this goofball in the center of the screen. It's all of them. It's all of them.
Minister is charged. There's accountability around the world, Kana says today. Why isn't more being done here? We should start with Trump official Howard Lutnick resigning.
See, that's true. Resigning? Do you see resigning, or do you see resignation in here? No, you see complete destruction. In fact, now we got to get it, because this lines up with what? It lines up with Isaiah 63. Do you see resignation? What does that? What does that mean? That just means they get to go on vacation, and now they're fucking retired, you guys. They get to go on some beach somewhere and continue fucking little kids. That's not good enough, man. Isaiah 63 verse 1. Who is this? Let's pull the whole thing up. This is the Most High speaking about, asking a question about his son. Who is this that cometh from Edom? Again, Edom, these bastards. Edom. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel? See, there's no resignation here. There's blood. They have to shed blood. They have to have their blood splattered. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the winefat? This is Yahushua speaking. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger. Their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. There's no mention of fucking resignation here, bro. You don't get to resign. You're going to get your fucking ass beat. You're going to get done to you what you've done the entire time you've been in rulership. You don't get to fucking resign. You don't get to go sit on some beach somewhere after you've been a fucking criminal and just fucking sip on fucking coconut water and continue doing human sacrifices. No, that shit's over. For the day of vengeance is in vengeance. For the day of vengeance is in my heart. There's no resignation in the scriptures for them, bro. And the year of my Redeemer's come. Fuck out of here.
We should start with Trump official Howard Lutnick resigning. And it's true.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Even amidst accountability in the UK, once thought unthinkable, someone as powerful as a royal, someone who once would have been in the line of succession. As that happens over here, Donald Trump is literally standing with an official who lied about visiting Epstein Island. Now, these individuals we showed you on the screen and others have not been accused of criminal wrongdoing in connection with this case. But there is mounting accountability for so many in the U.S. and around the world. This is the chart I was going to show you, which is relevant here. You see Lutnick has had testimony sought. You see others have been ousted or subpoenaed.
It's all bullshit, though, because the scriptures say what? Their blood has to be splattered. That's what the scriptures say. That's what prophecy says. Ain't no fucking resignation. We're not putting our faith or hope in Esau's court system. We're putting our faith and our hope in what prophecy says. And prophecy says Yahweh is going to send Yahushua back down here to splatter their blood. That's what's going to happen, you guys. That's what's going to happen.
You have Andrew, now not only sanctioned earlier in the UK, but new today, arrested. These are people who are tied to Epstein in emails, in communication, and conduct. And this is the mounting and relatively quick accountability.
And the hypocrisy of this race. Don't they, with us Jakes, with the so-called blacks, right? Don't they, like if there's a black dude in a stolen car and there's like 5 people in that car, don't they put them all in fucking jail? Don't they do something like if 2 black dudes are robbing a store and the store owner shoots at the black dudes and one of the black dudes gets killed, they put a murder charge on the other black dude so he goes to prison for life because the store clerk killed one of the robbers? So they put the murder charge. They put a murder charge. How is that even a murder? It wasn't a murder because the guy was defending himself. But then they spin the law around to face the Jake, the black man, and say, oh, now it's murder because, well, he wouldn't have died if you wouldn't have. You see how they do shit? All these motherfuckers need to have their blood splattered. And the only one that's going to do it is Yahushua, because these fucking people are hypocrites, man. They write their laws, all funny style, to put us into jail for 15 life sentences, and then come to find out they're doing super premeditated wicked shit to children, and they want to fucking retire or fucking put in their resignation. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
And this is the mounting and relatively quick accountability since the files dropped. It's a gap between Trump protecting his Epstein associate and how accountability is working everywhere else. And Donald Trump spent much of the last year fighting against the release of these very files, a battle that he ultimately lost badly, humiliatingly, say some, in public, which is how we got to here. We don't know. He may yet lose this next round as he stands by the lying Epstein associate and his candidate and drags out an Epstein scandal in his cabinet. Because apparently Donald Trump fears that for him, more Epstein transparency would be even worse than this. Another year where the Trump White House, the Trump administration, the Trump DOJ, and Trump's handpicked cabinet members are under the Epstein scandal of their own making, while his approval sinks to record lows.
So, the image of the so-called white man is continually spiraling out of control and being destroyed. I'm gonna read that one last time and we'll be done. Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. I want to give all praise before I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great Milson, whom I learned from. Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, Shalak. Yahweh Shai, Wa, Mayaka Allah, Wa Allahayam, Tu. Shalak Rayam, Wa Anashim, Wa Haragim, Wa Mashapatayam. Al Kal Adawamyam, Wa Gawamyam, Wa Ayabyam Nawa. Babakasha, Babakasha, Babakasha. Ra'a Kazadka, Wa Salaklanawa, Kawa Wathnawa, Kasalaklanawa, Kawa Wathyanawa, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We acknowledge our sins against you, but we exalt you, and we ask that you remember mercy in your wrath, but that you come and destroy, that you send Yahweh Shai, that you send Ma'aka Allah, you send the Allahayim, Yahweh Tazabawathka. You send your son to come and destroy Esau, Edom, to remember Amalek, the wickedness of Amalek, the abominations of Amalek, the abominations of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Deliver us, deliver the elect of Yasharallah, deliver your earth from the grip, from the cancer of Esau, Edom's rulership on the earth, man. Cause him to drink the cup. Make him to come off the throne and to sit in the dust, just like prophecy says. We ask this by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Tawada Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Amen.